And there's a lot of conversation after some of the dunk videos that you have had, and maybe some of the photos that have been taken of you. How tall are you?
I don't know. You'll see on paper coming up soon.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a little bit of a different type of video I actually wanted to go over with you guys. Very recently, a kind of question has been posed to one of the most underrated players in the NBA, in Cleveland Cavaliers point guard Darius Garland, where at Media Day, Chris Fedor, one of the head Cavalier reporters, actually asked him the question, Darius, we've seen some pictures of you dunking. I just want to know, how tall are you? Basically, Darius Garland, he came into the league as a 6'1" point guard, kind of on the brink of it, about 185 centimeters, so just a 6'1" point guard pretty much. But there was a lot of questions going around as recent pictures have shown that Darius Garland has been dunking recently. A lot of people actually have been asking him the question, have you actually grown? And Chris Fedor was kind of the first reporter to actually come up with this question and asked Darius Garland, where Garland gave the pretty cheeky response that basically you will see on the paper. So this basically means that Darius Garland has grown, and it looks like he might have actually grown a significant amount. So let's just say Darius Garland is just 6'1". I think he is 6'1". Again, there have been a lot of kind of rumors about Darius Garland and Colin Sexton's height. You know, when Colin Sexton and Garland first, I think, had, you know, the media day together, it was reported that they were both 6'1", 185 centimeters. But even with the, you know, the hair and all that type of stuff, like if we're not going to count into Sexton's hair, it did look like Sexton was a couple of centimeters taller than Darius Garland. Some people rumor that the Cavs were actually lying about Garland's height to make it seem like he was taller, you know, to not have people question the decision. Some people were saying that 6'1", he's not actually 6'1", he's actually 6 foot. All of these rumors, you know, kind of all spread, but then it did look like Garland was 6'1", you know, just 6'1", the same height as Colin Sexton. But very recently, as I said, it does look like Darius Garland has grown. Now, what height, you know, Darius Garland has grown to might be the question being brought up here. It is actually currently being said that Darius Garland might have grown to about 6'3", 6'2", which is what a lot of people are saying, you know, right now. Again, I think it's just, who knows what it could be. Pretty much the reason why people are saying it's 6'2", 6'3", is because it's either like the high end of 6'2", or it's the low end of 6'3", which in realism, which one it is, basically means that Darius Garland has actually grown 2 inches, which is quite a bit, as he's just gone from potentially an undersized point guard to actually being the average height of a point guard, which is pretty interesting. Now, Darius Garland being an undersized point guard doesn't really matter, you know, so far, because he is like a playmaker. He's already a really good shooter. He doesn't really rely on his height like someone like Ben Simmons might, so it doesn't really matter that he's just a little bit smaller. Again, this as well you might say it doesn't matter if he was playing shooting guard, but of course he's not. He's playing point guard. It doesn't really matter as long as he's above 6 foot, which seems to be what you need out of a point guard in today's game. I think anything under 6 foot is possibly a little bit too small, unfortunately, which really sucks, you know, especially for someone like Isaiah Thomas. But again, when we look at Darius Garland, the rumors are saying that he has grown to like the high end of 6'2" or the low end of 6'3". In my opinion, I'm not exactly too sure. I do think he might be like 6'2.5" for sure, because I don't see how he can just randomly start dunking like that. I feel like an inch, you know, growing an inch isn't enough for someone to start, you know, being able to like dunk so much like he is right now and all the pictures and whatnot, which makes me think maybe he's gained 1.5 to 2 inches, which, hey, would definitely be absolutely insane and would help the Cavaliers quite a bit, which would actually make Darius Garland, you know, 1 inch to 2 taller than Colin Sexton. Now, some of you might be like, well, surely there's a way we can prove this. Surely there's a picture of him, you know, he taller than Colin Sexton now, a picture of them two together. Well, there actually hasn't really been any pictures at all that have been released of Colin Sexton and Darius Garland together, which makes me think that the Cavaliers are actually trying to keep Darius Garland's growth spurt maybe a little bit of more of a secret, which again would be pretty interesting, because the reason why it might be kept relatively a secret is, could you imagine NBA defenders, when Darius Garland's already one of the most underrated players in the game, imagine them thinking they're about to line up on a dude that's 6 foot, 6'1", who might be a little bit easy to guard, maybe because of his height, and they realize the dude's 6'2", 6'3" now. Oh man, that is going to be a problem for NBA teams. But again, when the whole entire stat sheets and player details get updated, I guess is really when we'll know. But I don't think it will really come into like a full realization that, oh my god, this guy's grown, until we actually maybe, you know, see it on the court, which, hey, could definitely happen. You know, growing for an NBA player, it does help a little bit, you know, in terms of Darius Garland. If he can have a longer wingspan and just be a bit taller, he's going to genuinely just be a better defender. That's always going to happen. Taller players always seem to find a way to be better defenders, you know, most of the time, especially at the point guard position. Look at the taller point guards. Kevin Porter Jr. at 6'4" is going to play point now. He's going to be a great defender. It's always just been like that. You know, LaMelo Ball, Lonzo Ball, and Ben Simmons, all really, really good defenders. It's just always the way. So again, I guess if Darius Garland's a taller player, he's going to be a better defender. The other thing that might actually come with this as well is maybe he's going to be a better playmaker, because he'll, you know, be a lot taller. He'll be able to see over a couple players now. Again, because most of the defenders guarding Darius Garland are like 6'3", 6'4", and so being a dude that's 6'1", I'm imagining that might be a little bit harder to see sometimes when they're towering over you. But hey, if this dude's 6'2", 6'3" now, that is going to help a lot more for DG. Now, how does this benefit Darius Garland? This only makes him a way better player in my opinion, as he'll be a much better defender. It's just like, well, if you were to someone to say, well, we don't even know if he's grown, like all of this stuff, trust me, Darius Garland wouldn't be saying something like that in an interview if he hadn't grown. Plus, the Cavaliers have been very secretive about, you know, pictures with Garland and other players recently. We haven't seen him with really many other guys, so I'm hoping to see that maybe in a couple days, or maybe at the time this video comes out, maybe we'll see a picture of him with Sexton, and then maybe we'll get to see if Darius Garland is a lot taller and whatnot. I just feel like it would be kind of weird to see 6'3", 6'2" Darius Garland playing point guard with 6'1" Colin Sexton as the shooting guard. I'm not exactly too sure. Again, maybe Garland moves over to guard the 2 now. Maybe something like that happens. I'm not exactly too sure. Of course, right now, Sexton is a better defender than Garland. We do know this. Sexton is a ferocious defender. He can be really annoying for those, like, defenders, especially because if he's just one of those guys that will stay at you the whole time when he's defending. So again, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how this goes. But yeah, what's my overall prediction? I don't know if Darius Garland has gained 2 inches. I don't think he's going to be 6'3". I do although think he might be 6'2.5", which basically means he's probably grown from like 185 centimeters to maybe like 190, 191, which is quite a big, you know, margin if you think about it. And now that this dude's like able to dunk, that's going to be, I think, beneficial for him. That's another thing that he gets added to his game, I guess, that if he is, you know, a bit taller, not only will he be a better defender and maybe a better playmaker, but he also, you know, will be able to dunk. The thing is, what he might regress as, though, is I hope he doesn't lose speed, because Garland's been known to be a very, very fast and, you know, shifty, nifty type player. So I really hope he doesn't get slower or doesn't lose that kind of touch in his game. I think that would be an issue. But I think, you know, Steph Curry's a dude's like 6'2", 6'3", I believe. If he can learn how to play like that, he's going to be unstoppable at this point. So I'm really excited to see Darius Garland, you know, DJ, take on the 2021-22 season. I'd really like to know your thoughts and opinions on this down below. How much do you guys think Darius Garland has grown? Do you think it might be 2 inches? Do you think it might be 1.5 inches? Maybe is it only 1 inch? I don't really know. Let me know down below what your thoughts and opinions are, and maybe your Cleveland Cavalier predictions for this season. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to the channel for the latest NBA news and NBA content, though. Go and subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/Loan channels, which I'll all be linking them in the description down below. So again, if you want to go check them out, they will be down there. I also recently just released a podcast channel, so I've been uploading a bunch of clips and all that type of stuff to there. So if you're interested in that, yeah, please go and check that out. All of this stuff will all be linked in the description down below. But as I was saying, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.